Is there a tremor in the oil industry? Is Saudi Arabia, the world's largest oil exporter, breaking ties with the United States in favor of the emerging economies of the Brics? An insightful discussion of how this stunning shift of allegiance is shaking up the oil sector, changing geopolitical dynamics, and sparking speculation about how the future of global energy markets will be presented. The worldwide oil sector is in a state of shock as a result of the astonishing turn of events that has seen Saudi Arabia, a long-standing partner of the United States in the realm of oil, transfer its allegiance to the Brics alliance. This has caused the global oil industry to be in a state of disbelief. Shockwaves have been sent through the sector as a result of the choice made by Saudi Arabia to distance itself from the United States. This decision has far-reaching ramifications for the dynamics of the global energy market. In this essay, we investigate the decisions that led to this unexpected turn of events, as well as the potential repercussions that this could have on the oil business. Relationships from the past and shifting allegiances. The US has been a huge buyer of Saudi Middle Eastern oil for a very long while at this point, and the realm of Saudi Arabia has depended on the US to furnish it with security confirmations. This cozy connection between the two nations has added to the development of the oil business in the two nations. Late occasions, then again, highlight a critical realignment of coalitions, which is happening as Saudi Arabia re-examines its situation. The following are some of the reasons for the shocking decision. Realignments of geopolitical powers. The recent decision by Saudi Arabia to join forces with the Brics bloc heralds a more fundamental realignment of the geopolitical power structure. It is a reflection of the kingdom's goal to diversify its partnership and minimize its dependence on old friends, with the potential to acquire more diplomatic leverage and economic benefits as a result. Regarding the economy, it should be noted that the Brics grouping is a substantial market for Saudi Arabia's oil exports. Saudi Arabia can lessen its reliance on the US market, secure long-term contracts, and tap into the expanding energy demands of the Brics countries if it strengthens its ties with those nations and makes them closer. Industry dynamics. The global oil industry has been undergoing substantial changes as a result of the emergence of alternative energy sources and growing worries over climate change. These changes have been brought about by both of these factors. The shift that Saudi Arabia has made towards the Brics nations might be interpreted as a strategic response to adjust to the changing dynamics of the market and to ensure that it will remain relevant in the energy industry. The oil industry will face some consequences. Trading patterns that are changing. The recent pivot by Saudi Arabia towards the Brics nations has the potential to upend long-standing trading patterns in the oil business. This realignment may result in changes to the flow of oil, the redirection of investments, and the formation of new alliances among states that produce oil and nations that consume it. The action taken by Saudi Arabia to put more space between itself and the United States may have substantial repercussions for the oil business in the United States. It is possible that a result, market access for US corporations would be curtailed. The dynamics of energy security will be altered, and there will be potential economic implications. Brics energy influence. With the addition of Saudi Arabia to the Brics alliance, the group's standing as a major actor in the international energy landscape has been significantly strengthened. It is possible that more coordination in energy policies, combined investments in infrastructure, and greater influence over global energy markets will result from collaboration between the Brics countries and Saudi Arabia. Market volatility. The shockwave generated by Saudi Arabia's decision could introduce market volatility, as oil prices and investment decisions may be influenced by uncertainty surrounding the new alliances and ensuing the shifts in supply and demand dynamics. This could result in increased market volatility. Saudi-China connections. The economic links between Beijing and Riyadh have developed, despite the fact that many analysts are skeptical of China's desire to replace the United States as the region's security guarantor. Because China buys 25% of all Riyadh's oil exports, China is the kingdom's greatest commercial partner. This is primarily the reason for this. In addition to being an essential component of China's Belt and Road infrastructure strategy, Saudi Arabia also features prominently among the top 3 countries worldwide in terms of the number of Chinese building projects. An effort to conduct oil transactions with China in yuan rather than dollars would constitute a dramatic shift for the oil business, which now conducts 80% of its sales in dollars. Dollars are used in every single transaction that takes place in Saudi Arabia. Getting away from the use of dollars in oil contracts would also help China's efforts to convince other nations and international investors to do business in its currency rather than the dollar. Since the finish of World War II, the US dollar has been the essential method for trade in the worldwide monetary framework. The strength of the dollar is one of the essential justifications for why the US is in a situation to force serious ascents on countries. For example, Russia and Iran, really removing those countries from partaking in global monetary tasks. In addition to enabling United States to print treasury notes and sell its debt around the world, the dominance of the dollar is one of the primary reasons for this ability. Following the burden of remarkable ascents on Russia by the US and its partners in light of Russia's attack of Ukraine, a few reporters guess that drives to supplant the dollar might obtain more footing, especially among the enemies of the US. As a consequence of these attempts, Russia has been denied the ability to sell any of the foreign currencies that are held in its reserves. The Saudis intend to continue dealing in dollars for the majority of their oil deals. Saudi officials who support the move to the yuan have claimed that the kingdom might use a portion of the new currency proceeds to pay Chinese contractors working in big projects within the kingdom domestically. This would eliminate the risks that are linked with the capital controls that Beijing imposes on its currency. US action. By levying economic penalties against Saudi Arabia and taking other diplomatic steps, the United States government may be able to thwart or at least lessen the impact of such a move. In any case, it is likewise conceivable that the US might choose to embrace a more helpful technique, perceiving China's developing job in the world economy and endeavoring to hold positive relations with both China and Saudi Arabia. This would be a decision that would be made considering the way that the US needs to keep positive relations with the two nations. Eventually, the reaction from Washington is not entirely settled by various variables, one of which is the specific conditions of encompassing any planned move by the Saudi administration to change to the Chinese yuan. Over the long haul, embracing the yuan as the world's essential money would cause a significant purge in the oil market. This could have repercussions for significant urban communities in the area like Tel Aviv, Tehran, and Ankara, notwithstanding the deceived city of Beirut. It is fundamental to remember that this is just one of numerous potential results inside the setting of a unique worldwide request. The result is still up in the air by various conditions, as well as the activities by various members inside the global local area. Conclusion. The oil business is battling to find a sense of peace with the astonishing disclosure that Saudi Arabia is drawing nearer to conforming to the Brics coalition as opposed to the US. This action denotes a substantial shift in alliances and has far-reaching ramifications for the dynamics of energy production and consumption all across the world. As the industry readjusts to this new reality, the repercussions that will continue to unfold on trade patterns, market stability, and the influence of Brics in Saudi Arabia will continue to shape the future of the oil business in ways that are unforeseen. If a reformed world order is possible, will the Arab world play a significant role in creating new international alliances in a multipolar world? Can Saudi Arabia, with its new generation of leaders, adjust to a shifting international landscape? How will the United States react? Kindly let us in on your thought process by leaving a remark on this video, and remember to subscribe.